All right, so the newest character for Goddess of Victory, Nikke, has come out, and that is going to be Kay. Now, I know there's a lot of people talking about how they don't really like her. They just think she's not that great. Well, honestly, I think she's more of a supporter character than a damage dealing character just to begin with, right? Whoops. Can't go to the recycling room. That's fine. Her skills are pretty interesting. I definitely think the best aspect of her whole kit, honestly, is probably her skill 1. We're gonna completely ignore the burst skill just because of the fact that it just buffs, you know, quote unquote pseudo buffs herself. It's not that fantastic. The skill 1 though is that once you hit your last bullet, you're gonna affect yourself, giving yourself the tilted scale, increasing your own critical hit rate by a small amount, but the fact that it stacks up 100 times, it allows her to get up to 75% additional critical hit, which is amazing. And then the stack count of tilted scales is going to go up by 29. Then once you land 4 critical hits, you're going to affect the target. They are going to be getting additional damage as the final attack damage, which is fine. Next up is going to be the last effect, is that activates when full burst ends, affects yourself. You're just going to remove all the tilted scales. That's why I don't think that her burst skill is very good, because you do want tilted scales on the whole time. Her second skill is also very, very good. Once you do gain the tilted scales, all allies, every single one, is going to get fulfillment of righteousness. It's going to reduce the maximum ammo capacity, but increases the attack damage. The ammo capacity is going to be decreased by 51.13% for 10 seconds. Similar effect cannot be stacked, so that's actually very, very interesting. The fact that, you know, the damage reduction or the ammo capacity reduction is not going to be able to stack, but other stacks are going to be in effect. So like if you need to do more damage with firing your last bullet, that's going to be still in effect because you're going to be getting that last bullet off a lot quicker. Additionally, effect 2 is the attack damage is going to be increasing, as we just mentioned, then activates when full burst ends. It's not specifically hers, but everyone's. It's going to remove the fulfillment righteousness. So having the fulfillment righteousness up is very, very strong. And the fact having tilted scales up is probably more important. So it's just going to be removed, both of them. But like I said, her own actual burst skill honestly is not the greatest. You do want to just focus on her being the supporter. That's just what you want to do. So ideally we'd want to put her in the very, very far right, because of the fact that she's not going to be able to output her burst skill a whole lot, because it's not really providing a whole lot to the team. Next up, we're going to be putting Anise, Summer Anise, and let's go ahead and check her out. So what she does is very good. So all electric code allies are going to have obviously the attack increase, the reload speed increase, which is amazing. Then the big thing that I do think is very, very prevalent and important with her is the fact that when you fire off your last bullet, it's going to increase your damage output to parts for bosses, right? And then, you know, her burst skill affects herself, reducing her own ammo capacity. But that's not going to be important here. What's going to be important is the reload speed, and the damage as strong element is going to be very, very prevalent and important. So we can actually level this up just a wee bit. I'm gonna do this. We'll just do, I don't know, we'll chuck 200 purple electricity code manuals on her. Boom. All right, cool. So that's taken care of. We're just gonna increase that again, level 9. That's fine. All right, so she's ready to rock and roll. And what I find interesting with Kay is that you do want to be focusing exclusively on a electric code team. So next up, I'm pretty sure we're going to be putting Zwei on here, just because, you know, once she lands all the attacks, she's going to be recovering the HP of your cover, which is very good, as well as giving a critical hit increase for everyone. And then we also have the max capacity 1 round, so it's going to be very prevalent and important to have that. So we are definitely going to be dropping her on, also because of the fact that she is a burst 1 electric code character. So now is somewhat of a interesting spot, because I will be completely honest, I haven't really thought this all the way through, but I'm looking at either Mast or Ein's Burst 3. It's been a while since I've used some of these characters. As you can see, they're not really like, you know, increased or whatever, so she's self booster. So I think we'll put Mast just because she's a burst 2, and then I want to swap you over there, because then we're going to put Scarlet here. Boom. All right, so this is the team that we're going to be using, just to see what Kay is really going to be providing. Keep in mind, you know, she's not going to be activating her burst, which is fine. Again, Scarlet is also not going to, but because we want Anis to be outputting the damage here. So we're going to let this go for a little bit. You know, we have the buff, which is good. Everything is going to be bursting. Boom. Zwei going to be using here. Changing her weapon. Good. Mass is going to be activating here. And then Summer Anis, which is the more important thing, is going to be really, really rocking and loading. So we can see here, like, the damage output is already like skyrocketing. Once the burst is actually down, boom. Okay, so the burst skill is completely gone. So Anis is at 13.2 million. Let's go ahead and leave the firing range. And then we're going to go ahead and take K out, and we're just going to put some random burst 3 character in. We could probably just go ahead and put Guillotine, whatever. It's not that big of a deal. So 13.2 for Anis, right? It's going to be the same burst 1, 2, 3 order, so that's not going to be changing. What's going to be changing is the damage and the final bullet buff that K provides is going to also be taken out. So already, honestly, I'm already seeing a drop in damage output. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, that's going to be going same as normal. And we can see here, we're getting close, and boom. 9.5. So a dramatic increase of about 4 million damage. Now, obviously, keep in mind, right? These characters aren't 100% completely maxed. This team that I have is not like the pinnacle team that I have. So it's very, very important to note what certain characters have with their roles, right? So like I said, Kay, she is a supporter character. That's what you should be running her as. Now, do I think you should be summoning for her just in general at this current point? No, because of the fact that we're going to be having the Stellar Blade collab coming out very, very soon. But if you do have an opportunity later on, like maybe a patch or two later when Kay is put on standard banner, go ahead and select her. Excuse me there. Go ahead and select her. That's definitely what I'm going to be doing, because I do really like her as a supporting character on the Electric Code team, because she does dramatically increase the overall damage output of Summer Anis, which is very telling. But yeah, that's gonna be all from me, guys. I hope you enjoy, and I'll be definitely making sure to upload more Nikke Goddess of Victory content very soon.